So good morning, everybody, from fancy Five Towns in Woodmere. A couple of days here for Shabbos, and just came back from Dunkin' Donuts. And the second day saw this fella that was there for yesterday, the day before at 5:30 in the morning, and looks at him yesterday. Some dude online today. See him again. He says it's 2 days in a row, and I said to him, "Well, if I see you tomorrow morning here, we're both in trouble." He's like, "Oh, okay, good shot, good shot." So, Dunkin' Donuts, you never know you're gonna run into at 5:30 in the morning, I guess. But unfortunately, I missed a big simcha in the family. My dear friend Alan, who passed away almost 6 years ago. It'll be 6 years. And Tammy had a grandson, and bris. Of course, I missed it. Obviously, all the important ones I miss. I'm in America. I miss here. So the bris was today in Kiryat Gat, and baby Alon Chaim. So my friend Eliezer Yehuda, whose name is Alan. I guess they called, maybe they had a name taken. Either way, Alon Chaim is a beautiful name. It's actually from the Parsha. We actually have Alon Bachus. We have crying. We have crying in the Parsha. And now we have something happy. We have something to smile about, to be happy about. They couldn't have children a couple of years. They didn't have kids. Finally, we have a baby. And name, Alon Chaim. So it's a really interesting kesher, which actually really plays a little bit of what we have in the Parsha. We have a lot in the Parsha about Slenina, Yad Ach, Yad Esav. And the Seder Shalom talks about it goes from Achi Esav Achicha. It's back and forth. And there's two real aspects that the Farshim talk about, and Seder Shalom talks about, is the two ways that Yetzer Hara comes at us. We know that Lavan, from last week's Parsha, Lakol, Esakol, he wanted to destroy everything. I mean, everything is the Emunah part. He wanted to destroy the Emunah, and this Kesher, this Emunah that we have in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's really what he wanted to separate. That's the destruction. You do an Aveira, pretty bad. But you have Emunah, you're still a Jew. You still can come back. But once you lose Emunah, you lose the Bitachon, and you lose all hope, then you're hopeless. I guess that's what hopeless is, losing hope. I guess that's true. So we talk about Esav, and there's several Mefarshim. The Seder Shalom was packed with different pshatim. One of the approaches he takes is with Achicha Esav, is that Yetzer Hara comes at you as an Achicha. He comes at you as your brother, comes at you, things that aren't such a big deal. We spoke last week how Yaakov was the expert in the things that are heter, the things that are not usher, not mutter, mitzvos, things that are, in the middle, things that are mutter, eating and drinking, going to work, children. There's no mitzvah per se, there's no isra in these things, but how you conduct ourselves in the heter avenues, that's really where Yaakov is, and this is really where Esav and the Yetzer Hara comes at us in those areas. And once he gets you with the easy stuff, then things just go south from there. Internet's not usher if you're using it the right way, and then things go south from there. Going to restaurants, nothing wrong with that. It's all kosher foods, mahadrins, got a good hechsher, but then that's your thing, and now you're kind of chasing the pleasures, chasing the restaurants, chasing after these things, and that takes away from our real purpose, purpose in life. And that's kind of really what the Achicha, the Esav talk about, is one, the approach is the easy stuff, and then the hard stuff, it hits you, because then you're kind of really, you're enmeshed in sin. And Seder Shalom quotes the Rambam, where even through all this, a person has to never give up hope. A person always has to know that there's always a way back. That we said many times with the Pri Tzaddik, that you never pushed away. That no matter what aveir we have, or sins, or things that we've done or will do, never pushed away. There's always Arami Ovid Avi. There's always the Avi. There's always the father. And no matter what you do, no matter how bad it is, the father always wants the son nearby, always wants the children there. And I was thinking about, there's an interesting line that the Seder Shalom throws in with the Hanukkah. My friend Sammy bought me the Hanukkah and Seder Shalom. Can't get enough Seder Shalom. He quotes from Yehuda Halevi, thank you, Bishiro, and look this up. It's one of the Pismans, I think, on Yom Kippur, actually. Berachaki mimcha mosi b'chayi. If I'm far from you, then I'm dead while I'm alive. Edbak b'chachayi b'mosi. But I could still, as opposed to being attached to Hashem in my death. So we see that, according to what my understanding is, you could be, if you're far away from Hashem in your life, you're really dead. But if you're close to Hashem, you have Olam Haba in Olam Hazeh. You're attached to Hashem. There's no difference. And the Siva Shalom said, it doesn't matter if you're dead, you're alive. If you're close to Hashem, you're close to Hashem. There's no difference, dead or alive. But if you're far from Hashem, then your life is really nothing. And when I heard the name of Alon Chaim, a tree lives, I thought that's like a perfect name, because the reason why Devorah, the nurse of Rachel, died, why it's so sad, of Rivka, is because people die. They still have an effect on people. We still have the lessons to learn, and I just hope that this young child, Alon Chaim Hill, from Kiryat Gat, I hope he really learns from his grandmother, his parents, and from all of us, his great-grandparents, the Kohanim, the Fines, and hope they just learn all the great lessons that Alan had. And you're still connected, even when you're dead, even the dead, you're still connected. And there's still things that the neshama is connected. There's still things that we connect to the neshamos. The other side is my friend Rob Early, whose son died 2 weeks ago, was killed 2 weeks ago, Benjamin Mayer. And he continues to inspire us. Entire Daf Yomi MDY people took on the whole Shas to review, to learn. Within days, the whole daf were taken. People learning Hilchas Lashon Hara, people doing Erev Mitzvos. I know I'm trying to improve on different midos myself. Not that he needs the levels, because he's in the highest level in Shemayim, but we need the chizuk. We definitely need it, especially in these times. What's taking place, a lot of bad news, and just little pieces and sparks shows that we're not alone. Hashem is with us, and that's really the Siva Shalom talks about. That's Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the last of the mitzvahs D'Rabbanan. It's the last open miracles, and it's a lot of special things with Hanukkah. It's at nighttime when the sun goes down. It's the end of the month when the moon's getting smaller, and to show that even the dark times, we still have Emunah. We're still around. Thousands of years later, we're still around, and we'll be around. And that's really what Hanukkah is. And hopefully we go into Hanukkah with a little bit of spark, a little bit of Emunah, a little bit of Chiyas, a little bit of Chizuk, and hopefully we can look at this. We hear from this young boy, Alon Chaim, and have a lot of nachas from him. And hopefully we look back at these times and look back at these as times that we actually grew, and we grew as a nation, grew as people. And with that, Shabbat Shalom.